Today we're diving into a fascinating question. What would traffic look like in a fully automated world? Merge points like zipper merges would be seamless with perfect alternating. Phantom jams, those ripple effects caused by one driver braking too hard that I talk so much about since episode 1, they would disappear. Long distance drives like the I-15 from LA to Vegas could be hours faster just by eliminating wasted stop and go. It's like taking every lesson we've talked about on the show and programming it into every vehicle. Think about it this way. Automated cars don't get tired, distracted, or emotional. They don't check their phones, get road rage, or make impulsive lane changes. Every decision is calculated in milliseconds based on real-time data from hundreds of sensors. While human reaction time averages about 1.5 seconds, automated systems can respond in under 1/10 of a second. And here's something most people don't realize. Automated cars can talk to each other. Through vehicle-to-vehicle communication, a car braking 3 miles ahead can instantly signal every car behind it to adjust speed gradually. No more accordion effect where braking amplifies as it moves backward through traffic. Traffic engineers have already modeled this. If even half the cars on a freeway were automated, capacity could jump by 30 to 40%. That means shorter commutes, fewer delays, and smoother flow overall. Imagine turning a 1-hour rush hour drive into 40 minutes just by removing human error. It's not just about time. Automated driving also means fewer accidents, lower fuel use, and less stress. The numbers get even more impressive with full automation. MIT studies suggest that intersections could handle 3 times more traffic without traffic lights. Cars would weave through in perfect choreography, like a complex dance. Parking lots could shrink dramatically since cars could park themselves inches apart and shuffle positions when needed. Energy efficiency improves too. Automated cars can draft behind each other at highway speeds, creating road trains that reduce wind resistance by up to 20%. They can also optimize routes in real time, avoiding congestion before it forms rather than reacting to it after the fact. So how would it feel? The interesting part isn't just efficiency, it's psychology. Right now, traffic feels stressful because of other drivers' unpredictability. But in an automated world, that unpredictability disappears. Cars would cooperate perfectly. No cutting, no tailgating, no road rage. The flip side, it might feel sterile. Driving would stop being a skill or a personal choice. It would feel more like riding a train, safe and efficient, but less human. Some early test riders describe automated car trips as eerily calm. No honking, no aggressive lane changes, no drama. Just smooth, predictable motion. For some, it's relaxing. For others, it feels unsettling, like the roads have lost their personality. There's also the question of agency. Many people see driving as freedom, control, and self-expression. Your car choice, your route, your driving style, these feel personal. Automation could make transportation feel more like a utility, less like an extension of yourself. But here's what I think the real future looks like, and it's not full automation. It's hybrid control, like pilots have with autopilot systems. Think about it. Commercial pilots don't just sit back and let the computer fly. They're trained professionals who monitor systems, make critical decisions, and take control when needed. The autopilot handles routine tasks, maintaining altitude, following flight paths, making small corrections. But pilots remain engaged, responsible, and ready to intervene. This hybrid approach solves many of the problems we discussed. You keep human judgment for unusual situations. You maintain the skill and engagement that many drivers value. You reduce the cybersecurity risks of full automation, and you don't eliminate millions of driving jobs. You evolve them, requiring additional training, but keeping humans in the loop. So forget the flying cars of science fiction. The real future might look a lot like driving today, but with an incredibly smart co-pilot helping you navigate traffic more safely and efficiently. And don't forget to check out our community at drivesmarternow.com. Until next week, drive safe, drive smart, and keep the flow with those automated vehicles. Have a great week.